What's the big problem in Chicago right now with the migrant crisis?
The mayor allowed the illegal migrants to come into our city to invade Chicago. Two, that schools, park districts that was closed and allowed the migrants to be in there, repurposed. These apartments, middle-class families was living there, and they're building them now for migrants.
Where is the money coming from to pay for all of this?
Well, the money is coming from the hard-earned taxpayers, taxpayers' dollars that don't have the luxury now to go to the park in their community because migrants are there.
You think it's a full-blown invasion?
It's an invasion. You know, they're using a silent, and some of them are saying, look, we were living better where we were. So if you were in fear for your life, how could you be living better where you were?
This used to be an academy for young women, and now they said they could not continue to operate it because of funding. Now they're operating this same academy as a place for migrants to sleep and stay.
It's just like Wadsworth. It's just like many of our schools, our parks that was closed and shut out from the community for our children that we pay taxes for to be successful. You tell us that there's no funding or there's lack of funding, but then you bring migrants in and make them shelters. That's not the American way.
They shut down this health center that's behind me, but what was confusing is that they turned it into a migrant shelter.
This health clinic was for the community. This was a place that if you didn't have a lot of money, you didn't have any insurance, you can go there and get the service. But they took that away from the community and now made it a...
They said they couldn't afford it anymore? What was the reason why they took it away?
Funding.
Lack of funding again. And now they have the funding to put migrants in here that are in the country illegally.
They have the funding, and every now and then they say, hey, we found more millions. We found more money.
So we're at a location that was once a school, and now migrants have taken this over as well.
This school where we're at now is called Wadsworth. We're in the heart of Woodlawn. This school was part of the 50 schools that was closed in the city of Chicago due to lack of funding.
As we're here, you smell the weed. You see the migrants that are starting to scatter now as they see that we're here. They were all in this playground right here, and now they're going back into the facility. But before we got here, all of this was for the migrants. It's already out of control right now. How much time do we have before there's utter chaos in Chicago?
When they release what's in these buildings, when they release them out of these buildings, out of the clinics, out of the parks, that's when the chaos is going to start. And guys, we reached out to the mayor, Brandon Johnson. Of course, we didn't hear back from him. But guys, I think it's important to note that we're in the political season and voters are watching about the issues that matter to them. And right. I know that the current president is using a lot of racial inflammatory rhetoric when dealing with minorities communities. But they're going to remember what's been done in their communities, sure. The promises that were being made to take care of them. And right now, they're prioritizing illegals right now.
Right. And Lawrence, we talked about it here on this program. In December, the city of Chicago had such an inflow of buses. They enacted a policy where there could be a big fine for the bus company if they drop people off without an appointment and without a permit. And so they're dropping people off just short of Chicago in some of the suburbs like Wilmette, Illinois, where people are not accustomed to a lot of newcomers like that. And suddenly that town's got to deal with it.
That's exactly right. And these are people that traveled all across the world. So to suggest that just because you stop them, miles away, that it's going to stop them from coming to your city when that's their final destination, right. I think it's just clueless. Maybe they're going to spend some extra days getting there, but they know exactly. Look, we've reported from the border. These folks know where they're going to go before they even enter into the country. Greg Abbott just helping them along the way.
Yep. Right. The mayors are complaining the federal government's not helping them out. And the people are saying you're using our money to help out people that don't belong here. It's a lose-lose all the way. And the problem is fundamentally at the border.